All right, number 5. Again, this one is going to be better suited for long division, as we have a degree on the bottom greater than 1. We are also missing a few terms, so we will put 0 as placeholders. Also, if you notice the top, we have a 5th degree. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm missing 0. So I need a constant term, so I'll put a 0 as a placeholder there. So this problem has a lot of missing pieces, and we need to fill them in so that everything lines up correctly. So we have an x to the third on the bottom. We do not have an x squared, so I'm going to say plus 0 x squared. And then we have a minus 3x. And then we do not have our constant term, so I'm just going to say plus 0. And then underneath our division bar, we have our 5x to the 5th plus x to the 4th minus 17x to the 3rd minus 3x squared plus 6x, and then I'm going to say plus 0 because I don't have that constant term. You have to have that, otherwise your problem will not come out correct. All right, and then we start our process. Focus on the first term only. This is a 1 out front. I need a 5. 1 times 5, so I need to multiply by 5. I have 3 x's. I need 5, so I need 2 more. So we're going to multiply 5x squared by x to the 3rd. So it'll give us 5x to the 5th. 5x squared times 0x squared. That will give us 0x to the 4th. 5x squared times a negative 3x will give us a negative 15x to the 3rd. 5x squared times 0x will give us 0x squared. So those zeros just help you keep all your coefficients lined up correctly. Change the sign. That becomes negative. This becomes negative. This becomes positive. This becomes negative. So positive, negative will cancel out. These two also will cancel. Well, it's 0. So you got x to the 4th and then 0. So you still just have an x to the 4th. This is understood 1. That's a 0. Minus 2x to the 3rd. And then minus 3x squared. And then you bring down the next term. And then we repeat. So, first term only. I have 3 x's. I need 4, so just plus x. The numbers are already the same, so we don't have to worry about that. So now I'm just going to be adding a power of x to each term. So it's going to give me x to the 4th. X here, that will give me 0x to the 3rd, just a placeholder, minus 3x squared, and then 0x. Again, that's just a placeholder. Change the sign, negative, negative, positive, and that will become negative. 0, still a negative, 2x to the 3rd. This actually goes to 0, and then this leaves us with positive 6x. And then bring down the 0. I guess I should put the x squared. It's just a placeholder, but again, it helps us keep everything lined up. So I have 2x to the 3rd, 0x squared, and this is a positive 6x plus 0. All right. Again, the first term is our primary focus. I need the numbers to match, so I need to multiply by negative 2. I have 3 x's. I need 3 x's, so we're good. So just multiply everything by negative 2. Negative 2 times x cubed. Negative 2x cubed. Negative 2, 0x, that will give us 0x squared. Negative 2 times negative 3, that's going to give us a positive 6x. Negative 2 times 0 is 0. All right. Change the signs. Plus, minus, minus, and then minus. Here they go to 0. That was just 0. Here we go to 0, positive 6x, negative 6x, and then 0, just 0. So we don't have any remainder. So here's our final answer up here, 5x squared plus x minus 2. All right, and then this last one wants us to use long division as well, and we will do the same thing, especially with this imaginary term down here. It will be much easier to do that with long division. Not saying that you can't use imaginary term with synthetic, but based on this setup, it's going to be easier with long. So on the bottom, we have 2x and then plus 7i. Do we need another number as a placeholder? We'll work and we'll see. 2x plus 7i. And then on the top, we have 3, 2, 1, 0. So we have all of our terms. 4x to the third plus 14i x squared. 14i x squared. All right, then we have plus 8x and then plus 28i. All right. One thing that you need to be mindful of is this I is an imaginary number. And you also need to know that I squared is equal to negative 1. So anytime we get an I squared, it will become negative 1, or we'll multiply that and replace it with negative 1 and simplify. So we're going to start with our first term, trying to make those equal. I have 2, I need 4, so 2 times 2 gives us 4. I have 1x, I need 3 of them, so I need 2 more. 2x squared times 2x will give us 4x cubed. 2x squared times 7i is going to give us 14i x squared. And then change the signs. Combine, we get 0. Combine, and we get 0. All right, so now we're going to bring the next 2 terms down. Since we lost everything, go ahead and bring the next 2 down. Now we want to know, so here's actually what would happen. Once you got here, you would bring the next term down and see how many times would you have to multiply by to get that. Well, you don't have, you lost the x squared term, so you would say just plus 0x, but you don't need that. That's just a placeholder. So instead, I'm just skipping that step and go ahead and bring in the next 2 terms down, and then we can finish up there. So you won't have an x term. Like normally it went in order. So if you look at the previous problem, your highest degree was x squared, you have an x, and then so 2, 1, 0. But because everything canceled out, I would bring down the next term. So I would do the process here, but that would be 0. So just go ahead and bring down the second term, or the fourth term, however you want to look at it. And then we'll just continue from there. So I want 2x and 8x to be the same. So 2 times 4 will give us 8. And then I have 1x, I need 1x, so we're good. So notice that we didn't get an x there because it got canceled out. Both things went to 0. So 4 times 2x will give us 8x. 4 times 7i will give us 28i. And then we will subtract or change the sign. And that goes to 0, and that also goes to 0. So our answer is here, or if I clean it up, it's just 2x squared plus 4. You don't need that 0x in there. I was just kind of showing you why this one is a little bit different, because I brought down 2 terms and I normally bring down 1 at a time. So 2x, wrong key. 2x, doing shift 6 to get that power, 2x squared plus 4.